Word.
And just to check the setup once again, if you want to see everyone on your screen, then you choose gallery view. Otherwise, I'll probably spotlight somebody as for a visual cue. And if you switch your view to speaker view, you'll be able to see them. Yeah. So we can try that quickly. Let's see. Let me spotlight. Carrie, can I spotlight you for a sec just to try this? So if I spotlight Carrot, you should be able to see her in speaker view. Is that happening for everyone? It is, right? And then if you switch to gallery view, you'll see everyone, okay? Okay, so let me undo that spotlight. Okay, okay.
All right. Well, I think I've welcomed almost everyone, but I didn't get to say hello to Lauren and Cindy. So welcome to both of you. Really glad to have you here. And Randy is just about to join us. Welcome, Randy. Nice to see you again.
And does anyone have any injuries or conditions I need to know about?
I'm going to unmute everybody. So if anyone has something going on, you can just speak up and let Amit know.
Little something in my foot, top of my foot, because a kid stepped on it one year and it hurts today.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right.
It'll make standing on one foot hard.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Is it the little toe or the big toe?
No, the foot, like.
Oh, right there, okay.
Here.
Okay. Yeah,
okay. A kid stamped on it like really hard and they didn't find anything wrong with it, but time to time it hurts.
Yeah.
You know what we do with what I do with the view, instead of putting it on speaker view, I just pin you, Amit, or I pin Kara, whoever I want to watch.
Yeah, that's the other way you can do it. So you can choose who you want to watch on your screen and you can just pin them and they'll show up on your screen. So that's more in your control. So you can do that as well. So thanks, Steve, for that. Now, regarding managing injuries, basically, if you haven't, avoid putting too much pressure on that area, first of all. So try not to take too much weight on that area. And also, you know, back off, don't stay as long. You know, if you are putting any weight on it, then don't stay as long on it. Back off, and you know, you have 12 other major joints. You can focus on other parts of the body and let this relax a bit. You know? So it gives it the room to heal a bit rather than aggravating the condition. Yeah. Okay. And as a general rule for the practice, I think the most important thing is to kind of honor your own body and breath, you know. So just take as much as is comfortably available to you. You can always work in a previous stage. You don't have to do what everyone is doing, or even to the extent that I'm instructing, because the way I instruct is I start stage by stage. But in order to accommodate everyone, I go through like first stage till the final pose, you know. So you have to use your kind of judgment to know what is healthy for you and not push too much. That's the main thing. Okay? You're always welcome to rest, take a break, join back when your breath is comfortable. This is all part of practicing. Okay? Okay. Thank you. Harris, shall we begin, or do you have something to?
So I'll just share as we're beginning the practice today that our Torah portion that we're focusing in on is Kiddushim, which presents us with a holiness code, what it means that we can do as Jewish people to live in a way that invites holiness in. We're going to focus in on a small piece of that Torah portion a little bit later today. But as we're practicing today, and particularly with regard to what Amit just shared with us, um, I want us to think about that we're engaging in a practice together today that invites holiness into our lives through the mind, body, and spirit, all connected through one another. Um, and then also that as we engage in what Amit just shared with us, to do so, to use that judgment and to temper it with kindness, as we talked about last week, toward yourself. So very, very important as we engage in the practice. So thank you, and Amit, I'm going to hand it right over to you.
Thank you so much. Okay, we are going to begin in a reclining posture, so lying down on your back. Yeah. And we usually do Shavasana, or the final resting pose, at the end of the practice. But think of this as Shavasana at the end of your day till this moment. So it's a resting posture from all that has happened in this day today. While we are going about our day-to-day activities, the body works and gets tired without our knowledge most of the time, because we are focused on something else. Just allowing the body to rest. Relaxing your muscles away from your bones. Creating the environment for your body to drop into the present moment in time and space. As your body is relaxing, use your awareness to relax your throat, to suggest for your throat to relax. Relax the skin on your face, your forehead, and your cheeks. And allow your eyes to rest. This will help your energy body, your emotional body, to relax as well. And just as the physical body is engaged through the day, so is the emotional, energetic body. So let it relax. As well as the mind. The mind is connected to the breath. By relaxing your breath, you can create an environment for your mind and thoughts to also release. And as you rest there in a very neutral physical posture, try to, first of all, stay awake and then connect with your awareness. And notice as you rest in a very neutral posture, if there's any areas in your body that are stiff or tight, maybe even some pain. You're not really doing anything, so it means that would be the natural condition of your body. It's bringing to your awareness. Maybe the low back, maybe the right shoulder, whatever it may be for you as you rest. And just accepting that that is the state of the body without judgment, just accepting that's just how it is. And from that awareness and acceptance, setting an intention to create a more positive state in your body through the practice that you're going to do today. Relaxing and opening those tight areas and freeing up some space for the life force to move freely. In fact, you can use your breath here. Inhale into any one of those areas that you notice is tight. And exhale, suggest for that area to relax. Inhale, light up with that area with your breath. Exhale, suggest to release any tension. Inhale, bring your attention to that area. Exhale, suggest for it to let go of any holding. Inhale and visualize creating some space there. And as you exhale, suggest to heal any pain that you may have. And just that simple act of connecting with your awareness, using your breath, sort of nurturing that area with your breath, is a simple act of self-love. Sometimes we forget in the busyness of everything to do simple things. Okay, and then bend your knees, join the soles of your feet, and your knees will go out to the side in Supta Baddha Konasana. If you need a visual cue, you can pin somebody's video, and you can see the posture. And here now you've created an action. And this simple action will now access probably some tightness in your groins, maybe the back of your knees, and the hip joint, maybe the low back too. And this is of course because of your action and the posture. So you have accessed some tightness here. Continuing with the action of relaxation, inhale into your groins. Exhale and suggest for them to relax. Inhale. Maybe take some blue light into the tight area. Exhale, suggest to let go. Continue to use your breath and the suggestion of your mind to coax your body to relax and let go. Every time the body relaxes, consider it an act of love towards yourself. The action is required to create the challenge, to access the tightness. Without that, you will not be able to access that tightness. So you need the action, but after the action, the focus is on relaxing the body. Just stay there for a little while, continuing to apply this action of relaxation. As you focus the breath and the mind, you may notice that the mind is a little distracted, which is its natural state, thinking about thoughts that are not relevant, or getting disturbed by any discomfort. Relax that feeling of discomfort, release the distraction, and come back to the practice of using your breath and relaxing the body. Okay, and using your hands, bring your knees towards each other, please. Take your feet a little wider than you would normally keep it, perhaps as wide as the mat, if that's accessible. And drop your knees towards each other so they touch. And placing your hands at the pelvis, with your palms at the front of the pelvis just below your waist. Visualize the blue light under your palms and your fingers. The blue light filling the pelvic cavity and reaching the sacrum, the tailbone, lowest part of your spine. And visualize the blue light relaxing the entire area. This is kind of a visual meditation here. Using the mind to energize and relax the body. Almost feel the vibrancy of that light, the energy that's there. And feel the release in the body in response to that. Take your hands a little higher to your abdomen so that the middle fingers touch on either side of your navel and your palms are on your abdomen. And first just become aware of all the organs that are in the abdominal cavity. We have so many important organs: stomach, the kidneys, the liver, spleen, pancreas. So much going on there continuously with or without your involvement. And once again, visualize the blue light filling the abdominal cavity and feel the energy relaxing the organs within. Also, let that light touch your low back, the mid back there, and also relax the vertebrae. Okay. and release, please. Bring your feet hip distance apart. And lying down in reclining box, place your outer right ankle just below your left knee. So the outer right ankle just below the left knee. If you need a visual cue, please pin somebody's video so you can see what they're doing. And then lift the left foot off the floor and interlock your fingers behind the left thigh. So Lauren, do the opposite leg, please. Yeah, and then lift the left foot, interlock your fingers behind the left thigh. Yes. This is a hip opener. So the right ankle is, yes, it's actually, if you look at your left knee, it should be lower than the left knee, yeah? So that's, I don't know your name, but Steve, you're good. You were fine, but your partner, yes, now you're fine. Steve, do what she's doing. Yes, okay, there you go. Interlock your fingers behind the left thigh. Pull the left knee into your chest. Pull it in, and this is going to access the tightness in your hip. Relax the left knee, relax the left heel towards the left hip. And now using your right elbow and forearm, push the right knee away from your abdomen, chest. And hold the action. You need the action to access the tightness. And now suggest for any tight areas to relax. 1. Jonathan, relax your left knee, let the heel drop. 2, yes, thank you. 3, 4, and 5. Switch sides, please. So once you interlock your fingers around the right thigh, pull the knee towards your chest. So left ankle below the right. And using your forearm, push the left knee away. And hold the action. Relax the tightness. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release, please. The next one, you're going to place the continue to lie down on your back, and you're going to place the right knee just above the left knee. So use your hands to help you do that. Yeah, so use your hands to squeeze the knees in and place it one on top of the other. Right knee on, you wrap the foot around and place the right knee around the left knee. So let's see who's doing it here. Yeah, okay. So Aline is doing it. Kareth is doing it if you need a visual context. And then pull your knees towards your chest. Take the knees towards your chest and hold your left ankle with the right hand, right ankle with your left hand. So opposite hand to the ankle. If it doesn't reach the ankle, wherever you reach, yeah? Now pull the knees into your chest and pull a little more with your left hand and take the right hip away, right sit bone away from your waist. Lengthen the right side of the waist. And of course you will access the tightness on the outside of the right hip here. Hold the action. and suggest for the tight areas to relax. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release, please. Change sides, left knee over the right. Use your hands to squeeze the knees in and one on top of the other. So it's a tight fit. And then walk your hands down your shins, and if you can hold the ankle, opposite hand to the opposite ankle. Otherwise, wherever is comfortably, wherever you're comfortable to hold. Pull your knees into your chest first. In fact, use your right knee to push the left knee in towards your chest. And then pull a little bit with your right hand and move the left sit bone away from the waist without the knees going back. Lengthen the waist, and you would, with that action, you would access the tightness on the outside of the left hip. And suggest for that to relax. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release, please. And relax your feet on the legs on the floor. Straighten your legs on the floor. With your legs straight, knees and inner edges of your feet touching. With the legs straight, Just join the inner edges of your feet. Now flex your feet, activate your thighs, and take your navel in to your spine, sort of spreading the back wall of the abdomen and the low back ribs, spreading it on the floor. This will help to support the low back and relax the low back, the vertebrae in the low back. Okay, and then bend your right knee and interlock your fingers around the right shin bone. Flex the left foot. If you have any knee problems, interlock behind the right thigh. Yeah? Flex the left foot, contact with the left calf muscle on the floor, and relaxing the right hip, pull the right knee towards your chest. On your inhale, relax the right ankle and foot and stay there. You've accessed the back of the hip here, and the left leg is working. Relax the back of the right hip. Okay, and then straightening the right leg, interlock your fingers behind the right thigh and straighten the right leg as much as you can in the air. So 90-degree angle. And of course, if your hamstrings are tight, there will be some challenge in straightening the leg. So start by pointing the right foot to the ceiling. Pull the knee in a little bit towards your chest. And that'll open the hip joint. And then flex the right foot. Flex it and lengthen the back of the heel up towards the ceiling. And this will open the hamstring, the back of the knee, and the calf muscle. Flex the left foot. Make sure the head is on the floor. And of course, now you have the actions to access the tightness. Keep the actions, don't release the actions. Relax the tight areas within the action. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if it is available, walk your hands up just a little bit more, or as much as you can, but without bending the knee. Keep the knee straight, or as straight as is available for you. You're going a little deeper when you do that. Okay, so don't just go up, go with a little bit of sensitivity. The first basic rule of the practice has to do with love. And in order to extend love, the first thing that needs to happen is non-harming. Okay, so make sure that you don't create any harm. Don't listen to the ego. The ego will create harm. Listen to your intelligence. Okay, and release, please. Release the leg. Just relax there. And then making your way to the other side, bend the left knee. Interlock your fingers around the left shin bone or behind the left thigh if you have any knee problems. Flex the right foot slightly. Establish contact with the right calf muscle on the floor. And relaxing the left hip, use your hands to take the left knee towards your chest. The leg is bent. Left leg is bent right now. It's not straight yet. So Randy, relax the heel towards your hip. Yes, you're just opening the hips first. Opening the left hip and the front of the right hip. Hold the action, relax the back of the left hip. 3, 4, and 5. Straighten the left leg, interlock your fingers around the left back of the left thigh. And first point your toes up towards the ceiling. Pull the knee in slightly and then flex the foot to straighten the left leg. Flex the foot, straighten the left leg. And you'll notice, of course, that each side is different. For most people, this side is more challenging. So flex the foot, flex both feet, try to straighten both legs, keep the action, and relax whatever tight areas you've accessed. It could be, for some people, the back of the heel, the back of the calf muscle, the knee, the hamstring, the hip, any of that. Maybe the shoulders, whatever it is, just relax it. 4, 5. Now walk your hands up. Relax the hip first. Walk your hands up a little more. Relax the hip joint. Walk your hands up. And then, once again, flex the left foot and the right. And activate your thigh, right thigh, the left thigh, actually both thighs, to straighten both knees again. And you're a little deeper now, so try to relax. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release, please. Release your leg. And just relax there for a few breaths. The hips and the legs are actually, in the yoga practice, the physical practice of yoga, it's the hip and shoulder joint that we're mainly working to open and release. Those are the two major joints where the external limbs attach into the internal skeleton. They are the most worked joints. Yeah, so we work on that. We worked on opening the hips now. I'm just going to work on opening the shoulders. Make sure that there's some space on either side. If you take your hands out to the side, it should be free. And also if you drag your hands along the floor behind you and take your hands, straighten your hands behind your head, try to keep that area free, yeah? Because we're going to use that movement. Okay, bring your hands back to center. Bend your knees, feet on the floor. And like we started in the beginning of the class, join the soles of your feet. Allow the knees to drop to the side. Okay, we're going to keep that. Let that be passive. We're going to work on just the hands. Take your hands straight up so the fingers point to the ceiling. Yes, and palms parallel to each other, facing each other. Take the shoulder blades down towards the floor. Energize the arms, make them straight so the elbows are straight. Keep them straight and very slowly take them out to the side, to the floor, out to the side. And when you touch the floor, just let the fingers touch the floor, elbows off the floor, and shoulder blades tucked under. Now, drag your fingers behind you. Let them touch the floor as you take your hands back. Straight arms back, and they will now go overhead. And let the thumbs touch, fingers on the floor. Elbows off the wrists and elbows, at least the wrists off the floor. Stay there, shoulder blades down, your back. Very slowly, bring the hands straight up so the fingers point up again. Very slowly, move slowly. The more slow you move, the more benefit it is for the shoulder joint. Okay? And then turn the palms to face each other. And very slowly, take the hands back overhead. Straight hands back, very slowly. And I say slowly, it's as slow as you can. If you think you're moving slowly, move a little slower than that. That's when the joint will stabilize. That's when you work the joint. Then let the thumbs touch, fingers on the floor, energize the fingers, shoulders down your back, and then drag your fingers so the arms go out to the side. Take your hands to the side and move slowly. Fingers touch, shoulder blades down your back, navel in, elbows off the floor, wrists off the floor. And then very slowly take the hands up like you started, palms facing each other. Move slowly and notice whether one shoulder is a little more challenging than the other. That's the overworked shoulder. And release your hands, please. Release your hands, release your legs. And release your feet. Bend your knees, roll over to your side, make your way to standing, please. As I've mentioned earlier, some of you may have missed it, the best setup in terms of this online class is to have the mat horizontal, like I have it, facing the camera, or Kareth has it, Lauren has it, like that. Many people have it. So if you have the space to do that, that's the best setup. Or you can also move your camera to the side so it faces the mat. Okay. And standing at the center of your mat, face the camera, please. Just standing in mountain pose, Tadasana. Activate your thighs to lift your kneecaps up. Lift your chest up so the spine becomes straight, the body is straight. Energize your arms out to the side, elbows straight, fingers and palms working. Don't try to bring the hands slightly towards your hips, not too high because that'll activate the shoulders. Let the shoulders relax. And drop your tailbone to a neutral position and take the navel in slightly, floating ribs in. Stay there with your actions. And now turn the palms to face your hips. So just turn your palms, yeah, so they're facing towards each other. And relax your shoulders down. Still keep the arms working a little bit. And while holding the action, this is a subtle, there are 3 different degrees of action. First is full action, like you did. Now here, while holding the action, try to relax the ankles a little bit. Relax the knees by relaxing the action of your thighs. It's a subtle action. You have to use your awareness here. Relax the glutes and relax the hip joint. Relax the upper arms and relax your shoulders a little bit. You're still holding the action, so the arms are still straight, but relax the action of the forearms a little bit to relax the elbows. And the action of your fingers and palms to relax the wrists. So this is the intermediate in-between state where you're holding the actions, but you're still relaxing. Very important to know this. And now completely relax your actions. Relax your arms, your elbows, shoulders, your knees, and then notice the shift in the feeling. There's a different feeling there. It's a different feeling when you apply completely, when you relax within the action, and when you completely relax. Okay, and then turn to your right, please. If your mat is horizontal, if your mat is vertical, just face the camera, okay? And step to the top of your mat. You're going to do some sun salutations, classical sun salutations. Inhale, take your hands above your head. If you need a visual cue, please pin somebody's video. Exhale, relax and fold. Hands to your shins or the floor. Inhale, look at the wall in front of you. Extend your spine. Exhale, right leg back, right knee down, hands on the floor. Inhale, take your hands above your head. Exhale, go to plank position. Inhale in plank. Exhale, knees down, chest down, lift your hips up. Inhale, drop your pelvis and lift your chest in cobra. Elbows are bent, don't straighten your elbows yet. Elbows are bent, inhale. Drop your pelvis, drop your navel, yeah. Lift your chest and head up, chest and head up, yes. Exhale to downward dog. Inhale, step the right leg forward, left knee down, and hands above your head. Exhale, release your hands to the floor. Inhale, step your left leg forward, coming to half standing, look at the wall in front, or try to at least. Exhale, relax and fold, release your head. Inhale, hands above your head, come up. Exhale, releasing your hands. One way to not harm is to take your time, move step by step, stage by stage. Yeah. So you progressively open the body. If the body is tight and you push too much, then you create harm. So move gently. Inhale, hands above your head. Exhale, relax and fold. Inhale, look at the wall in front of you. Exhale, step the right leg back, right knee down, hands on the floor. Inhale, take your hands above your head. Exhale and move to plank position. Inhale and plank. Exhale, knees down, chest down, hips lifted. Inhale, drop your pelvis and your navel, lift your chest and head, elbows are bent. Exhale, downward dog, lift your hips back and up to downward dog. Inhale, step your right leg forward, left knee down, hands above your head. Relax and open the front of the left thigh. Exhale, hands to the floor, sink your hips. Inhale, step the left leg forward, extend your spine. Exhale, relax your hips and fold. So Steve, K, step the left leg forward, extend your spine. Both legs forward, yeah? Yes, and inhale, come up please everyone. Exhale, release your hands. One more, inhale, hands above your head, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold and try to keep a long spine as you fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. The more lengthen the spine, the more love to yourself. Right leg back, right knee down, hands on the floor. Keep your hands there. Lift the sternum up to lengthen the spine. Inhale, hands above your head. Exhale, move to plank position. In plank, shoulders in line with your wrists. Take your sternum forward, inhale there. Exhale, knees down, chest down, lift the buttock bones up high to open low back. Inhale, drop your pelvis, lift the chest and head to open the upper back. Elbows are bent in this, elbows are bent. Exhale, lift your hips back and up to downward dog. Inhale, step the right leg forward, left knee down, and hands above your head. Exhale, hands to the floor. Keep your hands there, lift your sternum up. Inhale, step the left leg forward, coming to half standing. Look at the wall in front. Exhale, fold, release your head and chest. Inhale, hands above your head, come up. Exhale, release your hands, rest in Samastitihi, just relax there. So there's a reason why it's important to move a little bit and move the body, because if the body becomes stagnant, then it tends to kind of get stuck, you know. Also energetically, it's important to move the energy to get out of that dull, stuck state, of energetic state as well, mental state as well. So movement is important, everything in moderation. Okay, and turn to face the camera, please. Just stand. Once again, if you need a visual cue, please choose any one of your choice, pin their video. There's 3 dots on the upper right corner of their window. If you click on their window, you'll see 3 dots, and then you can, there's a drop down menu. You can pin their video, and that will serve as a visual reference to the postures. Okay? Inhale, step your legs apart, hands in line with your shoulders, parallel to the floor, like this. Exhale, actually step your legs a little wider, please. Aline and Randy, step the legs a little wider. Ideally, the feet should be under your ankles with the, under your wrists. Of course, you can't see, but get some sense of that, you know. Yeah. Okay, and then point the right foot to the right. Now, relax your hips. The right hip will sway back as you go into triangle. Inhale, relax the hips, extend the right hand, and sway the right hip back. So revolve the hips a little bit. Let the left hip come towards the floor slightly. Right hip moves back. Relax your hips and release the right hand to your right shin or the brick if you have the brick. And release the left hand to your hip. Release the left hand to the hip, right hand on your right leg or the brick, okay? So depending on how open you are in the hips, if you're more open, of course, you can go a little lower. If your hips are a little tight, then, or you have a low back problem, then you stay a little higher. Lift your chest up, lengthen the sternum up, take your head back, and try to bring the head in line with the front knee. The hips will move forward towards the camera slightly as you do that. Now activate the left thigh to stabilize the left leg and take the left shoulder back to revolve the spine, and then take the left hand up and stay there. You've accessed the tightness from the actions. Identify where the tightness is, and for the rest of the time, just relax the tight areas. 2, 3, Lauren, take your hand down more. You have the room. The right hand, take it down, yes. Maybe hold the big toe. 4, or yes. More open so you can go down lower. 5, inhale, come up please. Exhale, change the direction of your feet. Release your hands to your hips. Point the left foot out, bring the right toes in. Again, like I said earlier, 3 things to remember. When you get into the posture, it's very important to relax the hips, okay? If you hold the hips tight and get into the posture, it really doesn't serve any purpose. You know? So be conscious about relaxing the hips as you get into the posture. Then you apply the action to access the tightness, and then relax the tightness, okay? So first relax your hips. Let the left hip move back slightly. Right hip rotates, the front of the right pelvis turns a little bit towards the floor as you do that. Yes. Lengthen the left hand away, move the left hip back, relax the hips, and then release the left hand to wherever is comfortable for you. Release the right hand on your hip. Relax the hips again. Once you're in here, relax the hips, relax the back of the left leg. Now lift your chest up, lift the sternum up, take your head back, and your hips, both your hips will move slightly forward towards the camera if your mat is horizontal. Then activate the right thigh to firm the back leg, and take the right shoulder back, take your right hand up, and maybe you gaze towards the right thumb. Don't yank your neck to do that. You've applied the actions, now relax wherever you feel the tightness. 2, 3, there may be some discomfort, try to release it. 4, and 5. Inhale, come up please. Exhale, step your legs together and release your hands. Okay. The other thing about non-harming or self-love is not to push too much. You just go to what is available naturally. Don't worry about what it looks like, what other people are doing. That's not your concern. It doesn't matter. Your concern is your own state, body, mental. Just access that, use your intelligence to work the actions, and relax. You know, we get used to pushing. You know, we're always pushing. Even in other things, you know. Aggression. Aggression is harm. There's no love in that. Okay, inhale, step or jump your legs apart. Hands apart, please. Exhale, point the right foot out. Inhale, charge the left side of your body. So activate the left thigh and reach for the wall on the left side. Yeah. Hold from the left side. Relax and bend the right knee. Bring the right sit bone down towards the floor. Bend the right knee. Jacqueline, bend the right knee and take your right hip down. Yes. Right hip down. Hands, torso up. Yeah. And now inhale, extend from the right hand and place the right forearm on your right thigh, or if it's available for you, right hand on the floor or the brick. Some of you can take the right hand lower. Aline, you can take the right hand lower. Take it to the floor or the brick. Lauren as well. Relax the right knee. Relax the left hand on your hip. Relax the left hand on your hip. Relax the right knee and think of bringing the right sit bone down so it's in the same plane as the back of the right knee. That's where you need to go. And then take the left shoulder back. Lift the sternum up, take the left shoulder back. Left shoulder back. And then take your hand above your ear. Hand above your ear. Yes, keep going. Palm towards the floor. Hand above the ear. Yes, Nadine is doing it. Lauren, hand above your ear. Palm, take the palm beyond your head. Yes, keep going, keep going. Keep going. Yeah. And inhale, come up, please. Okay, release your hands to your hips. Turn the direction of your feet. Make sure your feet are about 3 feet apart, yeah? Bring the right toes in. And then inhale, take your hands in line with your shoulders, parallel to the floor. Charge the right side of the body. Relax the left knee and hip and bend the knee. Bend the knee, take your left sit bone towards the floor. Try to bring it in line with the back of the left knee. Yes, and now extend from your left hand and either place the hand on the thigh or take your hand to the floor. Relax the left knee, relax the hip. Aline, you can take the foot to the floor. You have the room there. Yeah. Take the right shoulder, lift the sternum up, take the right shoulder back, and then take your hand up. And then turn the palm to face the front towards your head and take the hand above your ear. Yes, bring the upper arm close to your ear, straighten the hand. Yes, 3, 4. Of course, there's some work here in the back leg, but try to relax within that. 5, inhale, come up, please. Exhale, step your legs together, release your hands. Yeah. And that's the other practice. Like in this posture, I was saying, take the hip down, take it down as much as you need, but that may not be available for you. That may be too much. It may cause some pain for you. So listening to your own body and maybe going towards the direction of my instructions, but honoring your own body first. And this happens also in interactions with people. You know, somebody says something to you which they think is that you should be doing, you know, and they're imposing something on you. You have to use your own intelligence, your own discrimination to honor what is appropriate for you. It doesn't create harm. They may not understand what is going on for you today. I may not. How can I know what's going on with you today? I can't, you know. So I can maybe some things, but not completely. You know best. Okay. Inhale, step or jump your legs apart, hands apart. Let's see which posture. Okay, and turn your palms up towards the ceiling. Look up, please. Exhale, bring your hands to the floor directly under your shoulders. Relax your hips as you do this. Now, if your hamstrings are particularly tight, then you can put your hands on bricks. So Steve, you have to fold forward, hands on the floor, in line with your shoulders, under your shoulders, yes. Yeah. Okay. So if your hamstrings are tight here, of course, that's going to be a challenge. In which case you put your hands on your bricks or some elevation. You can also bend your, it's better to keep the legs straight because then you'll get the advantage of the posture. It's better to keep the legs straight and hands a little higher. Now straighten your arms. So press on your palms, straighten your arms and lengthen the sternum forward. Lift your sit bones up to lengthen the spine. As you lengthen the spine, it's going to activate the pelvic joint. And as you lift the hips up, it's going to stretch the hamstring. It's going to stretch the back of your legs. Drop the heels to the floor, lift the sit bones up. And when you do that, all the muscles in between will stretch. And then lengthen that area. So some of you may be a little more open in your hip joint, in which case you take your hands, wrists in line with your heels. This is not for everyone. If you're completely relaxed in this half position, then you can do this. Take your wrists in line with your heels, lengthen the sternum forward, exhale, and fold. Take your head towards the floor. And how much ever is naturally available. Don't try to force your head to the floor. Go in with what is naturally available. It is not a competition. And then once you reach that, just relax whatever tightness you've accessed in the back of your legs. This is, of course, deeper. So relax the tightness there. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, come to the half position, please. Lengthen the sternum forward. Exhale, hands on your hips. Inhale, bend your knees slightly and come up. Exhale, step your feet together. Release your hands. And then turn to your right. Turn to your right if your mat is horizontal. Come down to your, actually, no, let's take your hands above your head. Inhale, hands above your head. Exhale, hands to the floor or your shins. Relax there. Inhale. Keep your hands where they are. Try to look at the wall in front. Exhale, step both your legs back and lower the body. Bring the body parallel to the floor, either in the air or take it all the way down. And inhale, lift your chest, lift your head up in upward dog. This time your elbows can go straight if that's okay. Exhale and go to downward dog. Lift your hips back and up. And in downward dog, bend your knees slightly to begin with. Look at your hands, please. And pressing down with the index finger palm side of your wrist, straighten your arms and do an outer rotation of your upper arms to widen your collarbones and take your shoulder blades down your back. Once you have that action, release your head and straighten your legs. Any amount. Don't force it. Straighten it any amount. Now, even if your heels don't touch the floor, energetically, we want the heels and physically to move towards the floor. So lift your toes up, the ones in front. The ones in front. Don't lift the heels up. Everyone does this. Lift your toes up and drop the heels down. With the heels descending towards around the floor, lift your sit bones up. So the back of your sit bones up towards the ceiling. Activate your thighs and take the back of your legs towards the wall behind you. Now, take your chest towards your thighs. And now relax your toes. Keep the legs as straight as is available for you and look at your navel. 2, 3, 4, relax the back of the legs, hold the action with your hands, keep the legs straight, doesn't mean bending the knees, it means relaxing the muscles while holding the actions. 4 and 5. Inhale, step your legs forward, keep your feet hip distance apart, and come up just enough that you can straighten your legs. Yeah, if you can keep your hands on the floor and straighten your legs, great. If you need to come up, then come up a bit and straighten your legs and look at the wall in front of you. Yeah. Lengthen the sternum, lengthen the sit bones, activate your thighs. So for most of you, you're just going to work here in the half position because your legs have to open more. Some of you, I can see your legs are more open. Then fold, take the abdomen towards your thigh, chest towards your knees and head beyond. Anil, unless there's some reason you're staying halfway, I think you can fold unless you have some reason to do that. Yeah. And now once you fold, just relax there. Don't try to keep pushing deeper. Relax. In fact, hold your elbows below your head. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release your hands to the floor or your shins. Lengthen your sternum forward, lengthen the spine. Inhale, exhale, hands on your hips. Inhale, bend your knees slightly to come up. And relax in Samasthiti. And sit down, please. Sit on your mat with your legs. Okay, and if you're facing the camera, then turn to your right. Turn to your right and then straighten your legs in front. Once again, if you need a visual cue, please pin somebody's video there, please. Okay. Placing your hands next to your hips on the floor. Push down on your wrists, straighten your elbows, and lift your sternum up, lift your chest up. So you're not leaning back. So Jacqueline, bring your wrists in line with your hips, bring your hands forward. Yes. And if your hamstrings are tight, you may want to sit on some elevation, like a blanket or a cushion or something, yeah? If your hamstrings are tight, okay? Because that'll help you. Otherwise, you'll have to work a little harder. Okay? We'll just wait for... Okay, and then placing your wrists, palms on the floor, if they reach, otherwise just fingertips. If the palms reach the floor, then push down on your wrists, lift your chest up, take your shoulders back and down, like you did in the beginning of the class. Otherwise, just fingertips on the floor. Lift the sternum up. Make sure that the shoulders are not just lifting up to the ears. The sternum has to lift, the shoulders have to come down. Yes. We are creating some length in the spine here. Flex the feet and activate your thighs to open the back of the legs. Stay there. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Relax, release your hands. Hold the back of the right knee with your fingers and bending the knee, pull the right heel towards your hip. Yeah, pull the heel towards your hip. Now drop the right knee to your right. Let it drop. If you need to support it with a brick, you're welcome to do that. But if it can reach the floor, let it drop to the floor. Pull the heel high up and place the right foot against the inner left thigh. Yeah? Okay? Now clasp the, just interlock your fingers in front. Interlock your fingers in front. Straighten your arms and lift your hands above your head. straight hands. Inhale here, exhale, turn the navel to your left. Navel to your left, yes. Inhale, look up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, relax your hips and hold wherever is comfortable for you, whether it's the foot or your shin, wherever is comfortable for you, yeah? Don't try to push, be careful. In forward bends, do not try to push, yeah? Whatever is comfortable. And wherever is comfortable for you, you may even need to use a strap or just hold higher up. Wherever you are, now lengthen the sternum towards your chin. Sternum is the breastbone lifted towards the chin. And that will access the hip joint. Now with that action, you have accessed some tightness. Relax the hips. So Aline, hold your foot a little further so your hands are straight. Use your hands, please, to lengthen the sternum forward. Yes, lengthen the spine. Stay there. And now relax wherever you feel the tightness. 1, 2, 3. Relax the right hip. Relax the back of the left leg. 4. And 5. Inhale, come up, please. Exhale, relax the right knee, straighten it along the floor, and then hold the back of the left knee, pull the left heel towards your hip, pull it in as much as you can, and then drop the left knee to the left heel towards the perineum, foot on the right thigh, inner thigh. Interlock your fingers again in front. And straighten your arms, take your hands above your head. And lengthen the spine first. Remember, the spine needs to be straight as much as possible. When you drop the spine or the sternum, it leads to harm. It's very simple. Turn the navel to your right. Inhale, look up. Exhale, relax the hips as you fold forward and wherever you reach comfortably. Don't try 2-3 times, just wherever it lands, okay? And now with your hands straight, holding the foot, grip the leg and pull the leg a little bit, lengthen the sternum towards your chin. And when you do that, it's going to work the hip joint, and in turn, that's going to stretch the back of the right leg and the hips. Hold the action, relax the tightness. Very simple. Hold the action, relax wherever you feel the tightness. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, come up please. Exhale, release your left leg, straighten both legs in front. Now, like we did in the first posture, but this one you're going to be seated. Once again, if your hips are tight, please sit on an elevation because that'll help you release a little bit. So like the first posture, bend your knees, join the soles of your feet. Your knees will go out to the side. And pull, using your hands, pull the heels towards your hips as much as is available. If your hips are tight, of course, your knees are going to be high up. In that case, you may need a little more elevation to sit on, okay? You can also, if your knees are really high up, it's recommended to place 2 bricks under your legs, so it gives it some support. Now place your hands next to your hips on the floor. If your wrists and palms reach the floor, that's good. Fingers pointed forward. Otherwise, just the fingertips on the floor. Yeah. Now you're going to use the action of your hands to help you open the hip joint. So pushing down on the floor, straighten your elbows and lift your sternum up. And as you do that, it creates a rotation in the pelvis, in the hip joint. And as the pelvis rotates, it's going to stretch the groin. And you probably feel that, right? Press the heels towards each other, the center of the heels towards each other, the outer edges of your feet, and move your big toe mounds and the big toes away. Little toes touching, heels touching, big toes away from each other. And this is the action that's going to open the grinds. Lift the sternum up. Don't allow the sternum to drop. Hold the action. Relax the tightness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. Relax, please. Relax. And if you like, you can just tap your knees against each other like this. This always feels good. Yeah. Okay. And now you're going to hold the inner knee with your hands, each of them, and then take the legs back, straight legs back. So the legs go out to the side, straight legs go out to the side in Upavishta Konasana. Okay. So yeah, take the heels back as much as is comfortable as is possible without creating too much discomfort. And if your hamstrings are tight and hips are tight, you'll notice that your low back may be rounded and the weight may be at the back of your sit bones. In that case, it's better for you to sit on some elevation, yeah? If that's the case. Okay. Now placing your hands next to your hips on the floor. If your palms and wrists touch the floor, then do that. Otherwise, fingertips on the floor, fingers pointed forward, please, everyone. And pushing down with your hands, straighten your arms like we did in the beginning of the class. Straighten the arms, push down into the floor and lift your chest up. Lift your sternum up as high as you can. Take the shoulders back and drop them down. Now flex your feet. And as you lift this chest up, notice the weight will come to the front of the sit bones, maybe, or at least will move towards that. Flex the feet, activate your thighs, drag your heels away from you, and hold the action. Relax your toes a bit, keep the thighs working. Lift the sternum, relax your thighs even, and stay here. 1, 2, 3. Most of you will stay here. Some of you are a little more open in the hips and the legs, so interlock your fingers in front, straighten your arms, take your hands above your head. If your hamstrings are tight and your low back, you have a problem there, then I suggest you stay in the earlier stage of the posture. Don't go to the deeper stages, okay? So those of you who are more open in your hamstrings, you can interlock your fingers, straighten your arms, take your hands above your head. And release, please. Release. Okay. Okay, and then bring your legs together, straighten your legs in front. We're going to do a little bit of work for the abdominal muscles, which is very important for the low back because they support the low back. And I'll show you the different modifications and from lower intensity to higher intensity. And you can, depending on your capacity, you can choose what works for you, okay? Working to Navasana, both pose. So the first, the easiest version, which is, when I say easiest, means it doesn't load the low back as much and you don't have to work as hard. Just watch first, please. Don't do it. You're going to take your hands about 6 inches behind you, fingers pointed forward. And with the knees bent, you're going to lean back a little bit and then Flex your feet, bring your knees in towards your chest and stay here. Lift your chest up. One, and you're going to stay here for a little bit, okay? That's the easiest, okay? These to work. Second is you're going to lift the knees, lift the feet, but take the hands in front like this, okay? This is a little more challenging. Okay. Third is hands back, lean back, lift the chest, straight legs up, okay? This is a little more, of course, it's more intense. You're going to stay here for a bit. Finally, you take your hands forward. This is the most work and most challenging. Lean back, lift the legs up like this, okay? Yeah? So, as I said before, non-harming is a skill as well. Love is a skill as well. It's a quality, but it's also a skill. Yeah. So knowing how to be loving to yourself and knowing how to be non-harming is a skill that you develop through the practice. So use your discrimination to see which one creates the least harm for you. Okay. If you're able to, if you have the capacity to do the full one, yeah, you can take the full one. But start from lower, yeah? So let me take you to the first one. So just straighten your legs, take your hands about 6 inches behind you, fingers pointed forward, lean back, lift your chest. It's important for the sternum to lift in this, yeah? Take the support of your arms and bend your knees, bring your knees towards your chest, lift them up. Yeah, with the knees closer, lift your feet up in line with your knees. Yes. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release, please. Release. Okay. So the other thing in this is, of course, that I mentioned earlier that the spine needs to be straight. Yeah. So as you get into this posture, sometimes there's a tendency for the low back to collapse. You have to work against that to lift the chest up there. Okay. Yeah, even in this posture. So second one, you can take the same one if that's what is the best choice for you. Take the same one. I'm going to instruct a little further, okay? But if you need to take the same one, take the same one. Take your hands back on the floor, fingers pointed forward, lift your chest up so the low back lengthens. Yeah. Now take the knees in towards your chest. Yeah, and lift the feet in line of your knees. And if you're straightening your leg, then do that. Straighten the legs. 1, lift the chest. Don't let the low back round. 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. Okay. I think that's good. That's good for now with that posture. Okay. And go to child's pose, please. Relax in child's pose. Love is a quality. Love is a state. Love is a skill. And much more. Only if you can be loving towards yourself can you be loving to others. To say that a different way, love is an extension of a deeply rooted inner quality, inner state that we all have deep in the soul, All that there is love. If you can develop the skill to extend it to yourself, then it naturally extends towards everything around you. To practice love, you have to first practice non-harming. It cannot be done otherwise. It blocks love. Harm blocks love. And inhale. Come up, please. Exhale. Release your legs and you can lie down in Shavasana. Just relax there. Gareth, if you want to, if you want to take Shavasana, you can. It's up to you.
Thank you, Amit.
Yeah.
So as everyone is resting in Shavasana, I want to just call to mind this phrase that many of us may have come across in the Torah. It may be familiar to you. And even if you haven't read in the Torah, you may have just encountered it from our Western civilization, which has picked up on this phrase, which is that you should love your neighbor as yourself. And that comes from the Torah portion that was read this morning. It's very familiar to us, and I think we sometimes take it for granted. And oftentimes we hear it paraphrased as do unto others as you would do unto yourself. But this is very different. And I think Amit has set the stage so beautifully for us and helped us to access love and self-love through the practice today. And that word, love, which is ve'ahavta in this case in the Hebrew, you shall love, is very important and should not be extracted from this teaching. What's really interesting in my study that I came across today is a teaching that comes from the elder of Slobodka. It's a Hasidic teacher. And what he did was he connected this to the context within which it arises in the Torah. And the phrase that comes before this in the Torah is that you shall not take vengeance or bear grudge against your countrymen. And then it says, love your neighbor as yourself. I am God. So what this teacher tells us is that loving should be done without judgment, without any grudge, without any predisposition toward the other whom we meet, whether that is another person or whether it's ourselves. And his teaching is that just as we love ourselves, which hopefully we do, without regard to whether or not we fulfill a mitzvah, so should we love other human beings without regard for whether they are fulfilling mitzvot or not. And I think this really gets to this place of when we encounter other human beings, do we look at them and try to figure out what they're doing and then judge them on that and offer our love as a gift that is contingent upon how they might act? Or do we do as this teacher tells us and offer our love as a state of being? Just offer love. And maybe we start that practice by just offering the love to ourselves in this space, in this time. And then as we leave the mat this evening, see if that love can be offered to those who are closest to you in your homes, if you're sheltering with somebody at this time. And then maybe tomorrow and the next day, if you're returning to Zoom rooms of workspace, seeing what happens if we enter those spaces with the offering of love, first toward ourselves, and then opening that up toward others. And of course, at the basis of this, at the root of this all, what connects us is that very, very important love, the love of God, the love of holiness. So when you're ready, you can either stay in Shavasana through Havdalah, or if you'd like to slowly turn onto your right side, take a nice breath there and make your way up gently, showing love to yourself. We'll join in separating Shabbat from the rest of the week. I think if I do this, you should be able to see all our Havdalah items here.
המבדיל בין קודש לכל, חטאותינו ימחול. זרענו וכספנו ירבה כחול, בכוכבים בלילה. שבוע טוב, 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 שבוע טוב. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase.
May you access love for yourself, for your neighbor throughout this week, and hope to see you all as we join again in the practice next week. Thank you, everybody. Shavua Tov.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Shalom.
Thank you.
Shabbat shalom.
Oh, there we go. Thank you. That was really nice. Thank you.
Debbie.
Thank you very much. Shavua
Yuna
Tov.
Shalom, Shavua Tov, Shabbat Shalom,
Jonathan,
Shavua
so good
Tov.
to
Stay
see
safe.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good to see you too. Bye.